Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Tapu Lele in the Master League. And yeah, I just asked on Twitter again if people could send me some battles in the Master League for level 40 Master League, as we only have level 50 Master League currently available. And of course, yeah, I don't get the XL candy to get a level 50 Tapu Lele in like, I don't know, 1 hour after release. That's basically impossible. So here we go, the 40 Master League. You see Tapu Lele IV, so it was the best I could get. I didn't do that many raids, of course, because it just got released. But I got at least a 13, 14, 14, which I mean is fine. And it goes to 3,452. I think it gets close to 3,000. I think it's like 3,494 something is a hundo. Here, of course, missing those 2 attack IVs is a little bit a problem. But I looked it up before. There is not a big difference between like a 10, 10, 10 and the 15, 15, 15 Tapu Lele in Master League at the current time. So here we can just farm on this Machamp and we're just gonna shield up the move. It's gonna be the rock side and we're just gonna farm down. Of course, this was like not the craziest competitive team, as it wasn't even with legendaries, but we actually had a very interesting match later on, but we will see. It actually worked out pretty well. I think I went like 5-0 in the first few matches, and then at the end I think I lost like 3 in a row or something, so like at the end I was like, I don't know, 6-3, but like I won more matches than I lost definitely, which is cool. And I actually liked the team as well, like it was not bad or anything like this. It was actually a pretty cool team. We have the Lugia as a safe swap, of course, to bait out stuff that's good against psychic types. For example, like a Dialga, while still being able to do something against them. As you can see here, for example, against Dialga, we are pretty set still. And then we can go for another Sky Attack. Actually, yeah, okay, he goes for another move here at Iron Head. Does KO us. We can farm all the way down with the ground one, I think. Yep, and we have an Earthquake stored. And we see the Kyogre coming in, and if my opponent lets us go, we still have our Tapu Lele in the back, farming him down. Bye, we can shield, and my opponent only has like a 1 HP Pokemon in the back, so we just farm them all down with Confusion. Actually, I really enjoyed this, like it wasn't bad at all. Of course, the typing is kind of unique. You have like something like, what's it called? The Gardevoir, which you could use with this typing, which is good. Here we have a Roserade, very spicy. And into a Garchomp, so that was a good catch by my opponent. We just gonna try and catch like the ground type moves later on onto our Lugia, because it's a Dragon Tail version. Usually Dragon Tail runs the Sand Tomb plus the Earth power, so usually they just have to go for Sand Tomb now, and I can farm them all the way down. We get some charge moves for the Roserade done then, and we see the Sand Tomb coming in. Of course, now the Dragon Tail is gonna hurt a little bit, but we have the 2 moves stored here already, and we can easily go for some Sky Attacks against this Roserade, and we are in a decent spot. My opponent gets actually to move, but we can just let it go, and KO this thing. And we're gonna see my opponent gonna have a Mewtwo in the back, and we can go into our Tapu Lele, and we can just double shield, go for the Moonblast, and KO this thing. But yeah, the thing with Tapu Lele is just like, yeah, you need a little bit of better fast move. If you have a better fast move, it would be cool. Confusion is actually not that bad, but I don't know, Confusion feels so weird in the current Master League meta. Like usually Master League meta is all about those high energy generating moves, so it's a little bit weird sometimes. Here we have the Giratina against us in the lead, level 40 of course, which is good. And but yeah, like in general, I was totally fine with that. I was actually more surprised how good this thing is than like shocked how bad it is. It was actually pretty decent. We had like some great success with it. Of course, the rest of the team is pretty nice, and I think just the team comp in general worked out pretty well. Having something that beats like those steel types in the lead, having something that baits it out with a Lugia, and then the Tapu Lele, which usually can just sweep with the fast move damage alone in the back, had great success. Here we just destroyed this Dialga, realign our like Pokemon here. We see the Giratina. I think they want to shield this. Yeah, they want to shield this. And we can just try to farm down. Didn't work out. We let it go. That's a Shadow Ball. And we can go into our Tapu Lele. That's gonna come down to the wire. Can we get the extra move through? We can. So we just try to put them low enough that we can go for another move here. Go for a Psyshock. If they want to go for an extra move, we can go for another Psyshock. They don't, which is smart, but now they are already 4 stages debuffed, and we can go for the Fire Punch in time. Can we also farm down the Giratina down in time? We barely can. Good game there. Very nice game there. Next up, we have Groudon against Garchomp. And yeah, totally fine matchup again. We just gonna try to swap on time, but my opponent, of course, didn't throw there. He goes for the Outrage. Well played there. We see the Togekiss, this is an awkward matchup. I'm just gonna bait the potential Aero Blast. I don't think they want, like, I think they want to shield this. They want to shield this, which is nice. Now we can still barely get to the Aero Blast. Lugia is so broken. Honestly, one of the best Pokemon. Get him very, very low. Get the attack boost as well, which didn't really help in farming him down. 1 HP NiRiain. It's basically in range for 1 Mudshot, even though it's double resisted. But it goes down there. And we see the Garchomp coming in again. We can go for the move. And I'm just going to swap out now. And I hope that he has something in the back which he can beat. And it's the Metagross. And this is a problem because, of course, we cannot beat this. And this is basically then a hard counter now. But it is weird that my opponent didn't go into the Metagross against my Lugia, where it's usually the hard counter. They might have expected me to have a Tapu Lele in the back, but yeah, who knows? Very smart played, of course, then from my opponent, but yeah, also a little bit weird. Because like this, we will not be able to win this game, but yeah. Of course, my opponents know that I'm most likely gonna play Tapu Lele if this just got released, and yeah, does make sense. Next opponent, we have Metagross in the lead here. Fine for us, and look at the CP of the Pokemon. I specifically asked for my opponents to run level 40 Pokemon, as I'm also running level 40 Pokemon. Yeah, my opponent, I guess, didn't catch that, and we are facing a level 50 Metagross, a level 50 Gyarados. Very nice. We have a only level 40 team, but can we still do anything here? I don't think so. Like, it's just a very big difference. Like, they're having level 50, like 10 more level. That's like insanely. Like, it's basically a 20% boost for his Pokemon. You see the Dragonite coming in. Also 4,300 CP. That doesn't seem to be level 40. But we can still go for some nice moves here. We can shield this. We get the Draco Media, which is very good for us. We can go now for the entire farm down there. I hope we farm them all the way down. See another Draco Media coming through. We can go for the Aero Blast now, threatening the next the Metagross coming in here. And we put him very, very low that we can just get to the 2 Fire Punches and KO him. But my opponent gets to another move here, doesn't KO us, it's 10 level above us. It does not. Groudon survives us, and we just beat with Tapu Lele a team that is level 50 while we're playing level 40 Pokemon. Isn't that nice? Next up, we have another Metagross lead, which is of course very nice for us. We see the Landorus coming in, which is very bad for us because we literally have no answer for that. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Just switch to Tapu Lele, which can kinda deal with it, but you see now, right now, that my health is already so low that my opponent can just farm here the entire way down. That was not really the best, so we lost switch advantage here because I also didn't know how to play. But we can go for the Fire Punch, which is cool. Getting the last shield here already, so my opponent shields down. We can shield the superpower, and we get to the next move in time before my opponent gets to the superpower, which is very important. And we're gonna see the Ho-Oh, and we still don't have anything against the Ho-Oh other than the Lugia. But we see now the Metagross coming in here. We can go for the Aero Blast. The Aero Blast still hurts a lot. And this Hundo Metagross still can go, of course, for the Media Mesh. Does a lot of damage, but we can go for the Sky Attack, and can we KO him in time? That would be very important. And we can KO the Metagross in time. So we just farm up to a Sky Attack, and now we're gonna swap out, because what I kind of want to here is debuff my opponent the entire way down. My opponent goes for the Brave Bird, we can go for the Fire Punch, putting him below half health, and you cannot store 2 moves with Ho-Oh. So we should be fine here, but this Brave Bird actually barely doesn't KO us. If my opponent gets another move and gets to another Brave Bird, that would be detrimental, but we can just win this game easily there by the Fire Punch and the farm down. We see another Dragonite coming in here against us. I actually don't know if another opponent also played the 50 Pokemon against me, or if the others at least tried to be fair. But here we see the Lugia coming in, nice shield there on the Aero Blast. My opponent a little bit in a better spot right now, also has, I think, the Hundo Lugia there. Very cool. And we can go for We should be able, this should only be a Sky Attack, yeah, it's only a Sky Attack. We can go for another Aero Blast. Should put my opponent very low. Actually get the next shield, so we're 2 shields basically down by for my opponent. And they swap into the Dragon Knight, which is interesting, as we can now farm them all the way down with the Tapu Lele, but I'm kind of scared of the Hurricane, so I'm gonna throw it a little bit early. But still, the Lugia gonna be a bigger problem. I don't know how to deal with that thing. We see the Dialga coming in, and we just swap into the Groudon. My opponent makes a beautiful catch there. Oh, never mind. Here I go for the charge move first for the Iron Head, and now they make a beautiful catch on the Lugia against our Earthquake, and at this point it's basically game over. There's not a lot that they can do here anymore. We can go for the Fire Punch, but yeah, I think my opponent just gonna be able to KO me here with like 1 Aero Blast or something like that. We see them going for a Sky Attack, and we see them going for another Sky Attack. Not very energy efficient, going for 1 Aero Blast would have been better, but we can farm all the way down. And can we get to the Moonblast? We can get to the Moonblast. Is this enough? I don't really think so. I mean, it's just like neutral. Never mind. Tapu Lele just goes through there. Very, very nice. Good game there to my opponent. Next up, we can have the Ho-Oh in the lead again. Very horrible for us. We're just gonna swap out into the Lugia. My opponent stays in for very long, which is smart. We can get some extra move through, which is also okay. They go for the Brave Bird, and we see the Dialga coming in. We can go for the Aeroblast in time here, and we can go for a Sky Attack as well. I think this should only be the Iron Head. It is. And we are kind of weak still against the Ho-Oh, so I'm kind of scared at this point of time that the Ho-Oh just gonna sweep us. And we're gonna see the Ho-Oh coming back in here. I'm just gonna go for the Sky Attack, and now I can swap out. I have to swap out basically into the Tapu Lele so I can get some damage on him already with the confusion damage. And we can just shield this up. It's gonna be the Brave Bird, and we can go for the Psyshock. Now it depends on what my opponent has in the bag. They do not shield, and it's gonna be the Root. And the Root with a shield advantage can destroy my entire team. Because, yeah, it's not locked against the Lugia, it's not locked against Groudon with shields. Usually it's not that bad because you have Fire Punch, which is super effective, which does like half of the health from the Root. But like this, it's a little bit tricky. Also, not everybody has a Root, so it's also a different story. Next up, we're gonna see Excadrill against us. Very, very good for us in the lead, especially because we have the Groudon, and my opponent doesn't even swap out yet, which is also good. And we can just get a shield, which is very, very nice. We see the Lugia. I'm just going to kind of threaten the Lugia a little bit and like do some damage against it. I should have most likely swapped earlier. Was kind of stupid because now my opponent, of course, has all the energy in the world. I'm just going to shield, hope it's Aeroblast. It is Aeroblast. My opponent doesn't get the boost. And we can go for... I think we're just going to let it go. It's only a Sky Attack. Yeah, it was kind of obvious. We can go for our own Aeroblast, which put him pretty low. If it goes through, it basically KOs him. It's only like 1 HP in the Dream left. And we see the Excadrill here as well. And we can go for the Sky Attack, putting him also pretty low. But my opponent still has to throw against me, which is very nice. And we're gonna see him going for the Rock Slide. We can go for the Fire Punch. We should be able to KO the Excadrill with that. I know it depends on what my opponent has in the bag. And we're gonna see the Garchomp, which is very nice, as we're gonna resist the Dragon Tail move here. And they tried to catch on the Lugia, it didn't work out. We're just gonna shield the Earth Power here. And we of course have to go for the flex afterwards. We go for the shield bait with the Psyshock, and now we have to flex the Zero Bubble Moonblast here, which actually didn't KO. It was kind of sad, to be honest. Zero Bubble didn't KO the dragon there. Next time maybe I should hit a 1 bubble. Into, I think, the final game here, we have a Zacian again. You see, like, we have like actually very good opponents as well, like very good teams against us. It's like pretty standard meta stuff for the Master League, which I like. Like, I'm totally fine with people running stuff like this against me. This is how it's supposed to be. It's more a showcase of a Pokemon that I currently cannot showcase in the league. So seeing very good teams against me is the thing that I really want to see. So thanks everybody for playing pretty good teams and pretty normal teams and playing very well. Thanks for everybody who challenged me and battled me. So I just have to thank everybody who does it all the time. It's always nice to rely on people battling me for those videos, because right now, like, there of course it's not always the league available that you want to play in. But tomorrow we're gonna see the new Lurantis, which just got boosted. If you didn't see my video about the booster it got, you should check that out. But I'm so hyped for Lurantis tomorrow. Of course, we can play it in Love Cup nowadays as well. It's already added in that, so I'm gonna be hyped to showcase it there. And also we can play the pre-evolution in the Jungle Cup, which I'm also going to showcase tomorrow. So gonna be a hype day tomorrow. Stay tuned for this. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a lot. And also the like button. It's actually way more important than you think. But other than this, thanks all for watching. Tapu Lele is actually way better than I thought. Of course, it would be so much better if it got Charm. Charm would make it like basically instant meta. Like this, it still can do something, even though it's not the best. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next episode and have a great rest of your day. Bye!